My friends, let me tell you something that I've learned not from books, not from theories, but from the battlefield of life itself. People talk about hundreds of secrets to success. They buy books, attend seminars, listen to gurus, and chase formulas. But in truth, there is only one rule for success, and if you master it, everything else will fall into place. That rule is simple but powerful. Never stop believing when no one else does. Because when you believe, truly believe, you awaken forces in the universe that start to move for you. You stop waiting for luck, and you start creating destiny. You see, most people start strong. They have passion in their hearts, dreams in their eyes, and a burning excitement in their souls. But the moment reality strikes, the moment rejection knocks, when the doors don't open, when others start laughing at their dreams, they lose their fire. They forget that every great success story is written in the ink of persistence. The universe does not reward those who start the journey. It rewards those who finish it. Belief is the energy that keeps you moving when the path disappears, when everything inside you whispers, give up. That's when belief becomes your only weapon. I remember meeting people who were much smarter than me, richer than me, better educated, more connected, and yet they gave up. They had everything but faith in their own power. They were waiting for proof before they believed. But the universe does not work like that. It waits for your faith before it shows you proof. When you step into the unknown with certainty in your heart, you're making an invisible contract with creation itself. You're saying, I'm ready to move before I see. That's the one rule. The courage to believe beyond logic. Look around you. Every invention, every revolution, every miracle of progress began because someone refused to listen to doubt. When the Wright brothers built their flying machine, the world mocked them. When people tried to talk about electricity, others called them crazy. When dreamers spoke of computers, the experts said, impossible. But the ones who believed didn't argue, they created. They didn't wait for permission, they acted. That's how belief transforms into success. It gives you power before you have power. It gives you vision when all you see is darkness. Do you know why belief is so rare? Because it's hard to hold on to something you cannot see. Most people measure possibility by what's visible. But true leaders, true visionaries, measure possibility by what's invisible. They see the unseen, they trust the unknown. It's like tuning into a higher frequency that others can't hear. And once you connect with that frequency, you begin to attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that match your vibration. That's the magic of the universe. It mirrors your belief. If you believe small, your life stays small. If you believe big, the universe expands to meet your expectation. When you say, I can't, the universe nods and agrees. When you say, I will, it rearranges itself to make it possible. So if there's one rule for success, it's not to chase opportunities, but to become the kind of person who attracts them through unshakable belief. The mind is the engine, but belief is the fuel. Without it, your mind can't run. Without it, your dreams remain parked. You can have all the talent, all the education, all the plans, but if you don't believe you deserve success, you will sabotage yourself before the world even gets a chance to test you. When I started my journey, nobody believed in me. Friends doubted, teachers criticized, society laughed. But somewhere deep inside, I heard a voice, a whisper that said, keep going. That whisper became my compass. It was louder than fear, stronger than failure. I failed many times, but belief pulled me back up. I was rejected hundreds of times, but belief told me rejection is not the end, it's a test. The universe will keep testing you until it's sure you're serious. You say you want success, but do you really? Because if you truly want it, you must be willing to look foolish, to be misunderstood, to walk alone for a while. That's the price of belief. Too many people quit because they think success should come fast. They think it's a sprint, but it's not. It's a marathon of faith. The truth is, success often arrives quietly after everyone else has stopped looking for it. It comes when you've been faithful long enough to deserve it. You don't plant a seed and dig it up the next day to see if it's growing. You water it, you protect it, and you trust that one day it will break the soil and reach the sun. That's how dreams grow. Underground first, where no one can see. The law of the universe is simple. You get what you are, not what you wish for. If you want success, you must become success in your energy first. Speak like a success, think like a success, act like a success. even when you have nothing. Because when your frequency matches your dream, manifestation becomes natural. People call it luck, but it's not luck, it's alignment. You're not attracting, you're resonating. The opportunities were always there, you just weren't tuned to them. That's what belief does. It tunes your inner station to the frequency of success. And yet, there's something deeper. Belief is not arrogance, it's not pretending you're better than others, it's knowing that you are guided, that the universe is your silent partner. It's trusting that even your struggles are part of a divine strategy. Every failure, every delay, every disappointment is shaping you into the person who can handle the success you've asked for. The reason most people never reach the top is that they quit in the middle of their transformation. They don't realize that success isn't something you get, it's something you become. When you truly believe, you begin to see signs. The right people appear, the right words come, the right moments unfold. That's not coincidence, it's consequence. You're no longer chasing, you're flowing. You're not pushing, you're allowing. That's when life becomes beautiful. That's when your inner power connects with universal power. The invisible world begins to rearrange itself around your decision. You become magnetic to miracles. And that's when success is no longer a distant dream. It's a living reality forming around you. I often tell people, stop worrying about how. The how is not your job, it's the universe's job. Your job is the why and the what. You decide what you want and why you want it, and the universe finds the how. But when you doubt, you interrupt the process. You block the flow. You close the door that was opening. That's why I say, even when things look impossible, don't stop believing. Even when you see no evidence, hold your faith tighter. Because the moment you're about to quit is often the moment the universe is about to deliver. So if there's one rule for success, it is this. Guard your belief like treasure. Feed it every day. Protect it from negative voices. Surround yourself with people who expand your vision, not those who shrink it. Speak life into your dreams, because words are vibrations, and vibrations shape reality. What you speak, you live. What you expect, you experience. What you believe, you become. Every morning when you wake up, remind yourself that belief is not a one-time choice. It's a daily discipline. You must train your mind to see possibilities where others see problems. Success does not belong to those who are the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to surrender their faith. Every challenge is an exam of your conviction. When life becomes hard, when your plans collapse, when the people you counted on disappear, that's when the real test begins. Will you still believe? Because belief is easy when things are going well. True faith is proven in the dark. That's when you find out what you're truly made of. Let me tell you a secret. Belief creates momentum, and momentum creates miracles. Once you believe strongly enough, your energy shifts. People start to feel it. You walk into a room, and even before you speak, your presence says, I'm going somewhere. The world responds to energy, not words. That's why some people get opportunities that others don't. It's not about luck, it's about vibration. You can't fake true belief. It radiates from your eyes, your tone, your walk, your silence. When you believe, you stop begging for approval, because you realize success is not something given by others, it's something awakened within you. Too many dreamers die not because they lacked ability, but because they allowed fear to choke their belief. They listened to the wrong voices, voices of doubt, of comparison, of comfort. Let me tell you, comfort is the silent killer of dreams. Comfort whispers, you've done enough, but belief shouts, you can do more. Comfort keeps you safe, but belief makes you great. Comfort builds walls, belief builds wings. So if you want success, stop trying to be comfortable and start becoming courageous. Because growth only happens outside the zone of safety. There's a divine intelligence that governs this universe, and it's always watching what you believe. If you believe you're unlucky, it shows you proof of that belief. If you believe life is hard, it gives you experiences that match it. But if you dare to believe life is on your side, you start to notice coincidences, synchronicities, and divine timing aligning in your favor. This is not magic, it's science of energy. You attract not what you want, but what you are vibrationally aligned with. That's why belief is the foundation of everything. It's the invisible architect of your destiny. Think about it. Every invention, every business, every masterpiece began in someone's mind as a thought no one else could see. The difference between dreamers who make it and those who don't is not genius, it's faith in their unseen vision. They had the courage to act before seeing the result. You don't wait for proof to believe, you believe to create proof. That's how manifestation works. When you take one step with certainty, the universe takes 10 steps toward you. When you say, I'll believe it when I see it, you're delaying your miracle. The truth is, you'll see it when you believe it. Sometimes life will push you so hard that belief will be the only thing you have left. I've been there. I've seen people lose everything, money, friends, status, but those who keep their faith always rebuild stronger, because belief is something no one can take from you. The moment you say I can, even when everything says you can't, you awaken a force greater than circumstances. That's when unseen hands start moving, when doors open you never knew existed. The world bends for the one who refuses to bend his faith. When you look at the most successful people, you'll notice one thing. They all had to stand alone at some point. They all had moments when no one believed in them. But that isolation wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The universe separates you so it can strengthen you. It hides you so you can grow without distraction. Don't curse the seasons of loneliness. That's when you're being refined into the person capable of handling what you asked for. When people doubt you, let them. When they laugh, smile. Because belief turns their laughter into your motivation. Every obstacle is an invitation to deepen your faith. Every delay is the universe saying, not yet, but soon. And every rejection is simply redirection. When you understand this, you stop reacting in fear and start responding with trust. You stop asking, why me? And start saying, try me. Because you realize everything is happening for you, not to you. That shift in perspective changes everything. You no longer chase results. You become a magnet for them. You no longer plead for success. You embody it. You know, people often ask, what if I fail? But what if you succeed? What if everything you've been dreaming of is just waiting for you to stop doubting? The greatest tragedy is not failing. It's never trying because you were afraid. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. It's the evidence that you believed enough to take action. Every failure builds your faith muscles. Every disappointment teaches you patience. Every closed door makes you more creative in finding another way. That's how belief evolves, from hope to conviction. There will come a time when your belief will be so strong that people will no longer question you. They'll just watch you. They'll watch how everything you touch begins to grow. They'll wonder how opportunities keep finding you. They'll call you lucky, but you'll smile because you'll know it wasn't luck, it was alignment. You believed when they didn't. You stayed when they quit. You spoke life when others spoke doubt. That's the real secret of success. It's not what you do once, it's what you keep believing through every storm. And when that moment arrives, when your dream finally becomes reality, you'll look back and realize the journey was never about money, fame, or applause. It was about becoming the kind of person who could hold that level of success with grace. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you're ready for. Belief makes you ready. It transforms you from a dreamer into a creator, from a worrier into a warrior. That's why belief isn't just one rule for success. It's the only rule, because everything else flows from it. The greatest mistake people make is thinking that success begins with resources, connections, or talent. No, success begins with belief, and belief begins with a decision. You decide, right here, right now, that you will no longer let your circumstances define your potential. You decide that no matter what happens, you will move forward with faith. When you make that decision, something shifts inside you. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. You stop chasing approval and start listening to your intuition. That's when life begins to align. Belief is like a seed buried deep in the soil of your mind. If you water it with faith every day, if you protect it from the weeds of doubt, it will one day break through the surface and bear fruit that astonishes even you. But if you plant it and then dig it up every few days to see if it's growing, you kill it. That's what most people do. They start believing, and then the moment results don't appear instantly, they dig up their seed. They say, maybe it's not meant to be. But the universe rewards persistence, not impatience. If you want success, you must give your dream time to breathe. When you believe in something long enough, it becomes real in the unseen realm before it becomes real in the physical. You begin to attract guidance, ideas, opportunities, and even people who carry the pieces of your puzzle. Sometimes one small decision made in faith can change the entire course of your destiny. The key is consistency. Belief must become your lifestyle. Don't just believe when you're inspired. Believe when you're tired, when you're scared, when you feel lost, because those are the moments when faith is being tested for authenticity. You see, belief is not about pretending everything is fine. It's about knowing that even if things are falling apart, they're falling into place. It's about trusting that every step, even the painful ones, is part of a divine choreography leading you toward your purpose. When you understand that, you stop panicking over temporary challenges. You realize that life is not punishing you, it's preparing you. Every delay is teaching you patience. Every detour is teaching you perspective, and every difficulty is teaching you depth. The universe doesn't want to make things easy for you. It wants to make you strong enough to handle what's coming. So when you fail, and you will many times, don't shrink your belief. Expand it. Say to yourself, this is not the end of my story. This is a chapter of my evolution. Because success isn't built on perfection. It's built on endurance. The strongest trees don't grow in the softest soil. They grow where the wind is fiercest. Likewise, the greatest believers are not those who never fall, but those who never stop standing back up. Belief also gives you vision. When others see obstacles, you see opportunities. When others see rejection, you see redirection. It changes the way you interpret everything around you. What others call a crisis, you call a calling. That's the mindset of a creator. You're no longer reacting to life, you're designing it. The moment your belief becomes stronger than your fear, you become unstoppable. The doors that were once locked begin to open, not because they changed, but because you changed. You finally match the vibration of your dream. There's a universal truth. The outer world follows the inner world. Whatever you carry inside manifests outside. If you constantly feed your mind with doubt, fear, and limitation, your life will reflect that. But if you fill it with faith, vision, and gratitude, your life will mirror that energy back. That's why belief must be protected like gold. Don't share your vision with everyone. Share it only with those who water it, not those who poison it. Some people can't see your dream because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. It's not their job to believe, it's yours. And yes, there will be moments when your own belief wavers. You'll feel tired, you'll question yourself, and you'll wonder if it's worth it. In those moments, go back to your why. Remember why you started. Remember the fire that once burned in your chest. The universe responds to passion. It listens to conviction. The more you focus on why you began, the stronger your belief becomes. The why keeps your spirit alive when everything else tries to dim it. There's also a spiritual law I've observed over and over again. When you are about to step into something great, chaos often shows up first. Things start falling apart, people leave, unexpected problems arise. It's not a sign to quit. It's the universe clearing the path. It's shaking off what can't go with you to the next level. But because most people panic at that moment, they give up right before their breakthrough. They interpret chaos as failure, when in truth it's transformation. Keep believing through the chaos. That's how the universe knows you're ready. The truth is, success is less about achieving goals and more about expanding your consciousness. It's about becoming someone who lives in harmony with purpose. When your belief aligns with your values and your actions, you start to operate from flow instead of force. Life stops being a struggle and starts being a rhythm. You're no longer pushing success uphill, success begins to chase you. That's the sweet spot of alignment, and it only comes through belief that never bends. When I look at the people who rise from nothing, I see one common thread. They all decided that they would make it, no matter how long it took. They didn't wait for the right economy, the right timing, or the right luck. They created their own luck. They understood that belief turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It's the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the dream and the reality. It's not something you find, it's something you build. So, if you're listening to me now, ask yourself, what do I truly believe about myself? Because that belief is scripting your life. If you believe you are limited, you'll live limited. If you believe you're powerful, you'll attract power. The universe will always say yes to whatever you declare is true. So declare wisely, speak faith into your future, because your words carry the vibration of creation. When you say, I will succeed, say it with certainty. Feel it in your bones. Act as if it's already done. Because when belief and action meet, miracles are inevitable.